What's going on, guys? JSkeleton here with Brand of Gas today, coming at you with some brand new information regarding Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for you guys and my friends, coming directly from the creator, the legend himself, Mr. Sakurai. An interview with him. There's a lot of information in here. Going to try to make it as concise as possible, but some pretty interesting stuff regarding the game and also regarding the development of the game. So, you know, a bunch of really you know, golden tidbits, if you will. One of the things he mentions is that the first idea, the first proposal he put forward for the idea of the game was actually in December of 2015. That's when he kind of came up with the idea, when he was still working for DLC on Smash 4 for Wii U and 3DS. So he wasn't even done working on that DLC yet, and he had that idea to you know, create Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, he also says, you know, the game's concept, like everybody probably knows by now, is that everyone is here. That's the idea. So what that means is you can play as any fighter, powered up, of course, that has previously appeared in any Super Smash Bros. Title. No exceptions. No matter how you look at it, it's a good deal. That's what he says. He says, I never thought I'd have the luxury of including everybody again if I didn't take this chance, so I pushed through. Even with the risks, Nintendo still agreed to let me do it. But he says that's a story for part 2, however. He goes on to say that first off, he thought whether he should design the game's mechanics as a new separate entry or as an extension of past entries. The result, as you can tell, was the latter. Otherwise, the size of the roster would probably be about a third of what it is now. So there's people who will still probably say that the early entries are better, too, of course, he says. But while that mindset is something that he should consider, he says that he felt that now isn't the time to be thinking about that sort of thing. With this game, he sort of upped the tempo within an acceptable limit for those unfamiliar with the gameplay, of course. It's not that the number of inexperienced players has increased since the Wii game, nor was it simply because the 3DS screen restricted movement visibility. He says one example of this tempo would be increasing the velocity at which players now fly off the screen. You'll still hear that familiar whoosh when you fly off the screen, but the overall time it takes has been decreased. He says, I figured that things would flow better if the animation were shorter so as to not restrain the player. I had wanted to implement this change in previous entries, but I had given up, particularly with the 3DS version, because there were too many instances where I'd lose track of where I was on screen. Other changes include an increased jump speed, reducing the amount of skid after a landing, etc. Yet, I didn't increase the game speed so much so that things would seem manic. So again, one of the things that's increased is kind of like the tempo of the game, the flow, the speed of the game. It is a little bit of a faster game from what I was already hearing from friends that actually went to E3, from what I heard on Treehouse Live and things like that. So I definitely can't wait to get hands on it, personally. But beyond that, he says additionally, and again, this is something that we've seen as well in the reveal and in Treehouse Live and all that, but if you missed it, you may not know this, is that in one-on-one matches, the amount of damage the player inflicts on the opponent has been increased. But on the other hand, 4-person matches are a bit different because he felt like it'd be better to have the damage divided up more. That gives the players more opportunities to do damage. In general, this will make one-on-one matches a little speedier. He also says regarding unlocking fighters and how that's going to work, he says the number of fighters you can use from the beginning will be limited to those you could play as in the N64 game. That way, the player can enjoy unlocking the characters one by one in a typical fighting game, like in a typical fighting game. Unlocking them all is a fair challenge, and some might be a little difficult, but most can be unlocked without any major difficulty. In his own experience, he says, when I play fighting games, I often quit before I've unlocked everybody, even if there are many that I haven't played as. The more characters there are, I feel like it's easier to quit without playing as them all. So I felt that simply increasing the number of characters in the roster wasn't necessarily a good thing, but on the other hand, Super Smash Bros. Is a character-based fighting game, and a lot of people look forward to fighting as their favorite character. That was a particular subject we grappled with when deciding to have everyone appear. For example, let's think about a racing game. My experience is a lot more fun to save up prize money and purchase new vehicles gradually than to just have every type of car from the get-go. In that type of game, it's easier to get attached to the cars that you buy. You've worked for them. So in the case of Smash Bros. Ultimate, we set up conditions to earn each individual fighter. Of course, in a racing game, some of the conditions for getting certain cars can be a little strict. It makes it makes it so having every single vehicle is almost unattainable. So we also tried not to do that for Ultimate. In Ultimate, we set up various ways to unlock characters, so the whole process should be relatively easy. Now, to wrap it up on a couple different things, he says, in this installment, you select the stage you want to play on before you actually select the fighter. So it's different from previous installments. That way, you can think about your fighter's compatibility with the stage you choose and have rules like loser chooses first, additions that make things a bit fairer, he thinks. Now, he says, of course, you can make all stages like Battlefield or Final Destination. That way, no matter what rules you use, you can enjoy your favorite music or scenery. He says the number of stages, music, and items is also at a record high. In fact, all stages and items have been improved upon and reworked a bit. There's a lot of things like that, so it'd probably be best to watch the E3 broadcast if you missed any. He says, see you next time. So that's all the information from this little interview, my friends. Again, some pretty interesting tidbits, regarding the tempo of the game, the speed of the game, if you will, the music, the stages, the characters, a little bit of stuff like that, kind of what went on in the development, things like that. So a lot of interesting stuff. Obviously, this entry is huge. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be huge. I wouldn't be surprised if we see most of the stages in there as well. I don't think they've even begun to scratch the surface of the stages that are actually going to be included. People have already counted up to 83 stages just from gameplay and the trailers and stages we see on the website and stuff. So they haven't officially set a number, but it's already been counted. There's already 83 stages that's been counted. So there's a lot of content in this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It really is the ultimate Super Smash Bros. And I cannot wait to get my hands on it in December. We're going to have a lot of gameplay, a lot of live streams, a lot of videos, and just content for you guys regarding Super Smash Bros. Ultimate when it comes out. And of course, leading up to the launch. Let me know what you guys think about all this information in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are excited for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I cannot wait for it to come out. I'm super excited, and hopefully you guys are too. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, the comment, share, and all that awesome stuff. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a new upload. I will catch you guys very soon, my friends, in another video and in another live stream. And like always, my friends, smash on and game on.